Hi, everyone. It's Ciara here, the Rawlings Teen Librarian again. And, I'm here every Thursday afternoon. Unfortunately, it's set on the schedule at 1, but it's always at 2. And so today it's earlier than 2 because I came up and I decided, I'm not just going to sit around here until 2. Um, I'll just go for it. And if you're not watching live, then you'll see that it existed. Um, a couple of things I want to note before I get into this. IdeaCon is going to be, or virtual IdeaCon is going to be happening, and there's a lot of cool stuff going on around that. I'm getting some kids to go. Well, I'm getting one kid to go, ready for that, and our maker librarian Sharon is working on the other one for the tweens and teens. And I know it's not as fun virtually, but it's my first year doing it at all, but I imagine that it's more fun live and in person. But still, take part. We've got a cosplay contest over Instagram, I believe it's going to be happening, and we'll have some live videos and all kinds of fun stuff. Today is my book talk day, and today I'm going to be talking about this book called Turtle Under Ice. Usually, when I do a book talk, I write an outline to do the book talk. But I didn't do that for this book, and in large part, it's because this book really affected me in a different way, and it's a different kind of novel from the books I usually do book talks on. Now, I've been really busy, and I've been suffering from some weird sicknesses. Nothing COVID related, don't worry. But haven't have sort of fallen behind in my reading schedule, and so I read most of this book last night. I was up most of the night, and then I finished it when I woke up in the morning, and it had a really profound impact on me. So I wouldn't use sort of words like excited and like really upbeat words to describe my experience of reading it. My experience of reading it was um, positive, but not as sort of. It's not an adventure book. It's a quiet book in terms of what actually happens throughout it. There are two narrators, and it shifts between the two of them, and they're two sisters, a younger sister and an older sister, and their names are Ariana, who's the oldest sister, and Ro, who's the younger sister. And when they were smaller girls, they lost their mother very suddenly. And somewhat recently, their father had remarried, and their stepmother was pregnant, and the stepmother lost the baby. It was going to be a little girl. And the book is really about grief and about what grief can do to people for a long time, what it can do to their sense of self, going through time. And the action that sort of drives the book is that Ariana, the older sister, at 4 o'clock in the morning, leaves the house, doesn't leave a note saying where she's going, and Rose tremendously upset by this, doesn't know where she is. She's not responding to her texts, and is trying to figure out where she's gone. But as sort of all of that's happening, you learn more about each character and what's going on in their worlds. uh, how they're feeling about themselves and the world around them. And I think if you open yourself to the book, um, it can have a very profound impact on you in a positive. It's not in a negative way. The book doesn't hurt, um, but it opens you up to something quite profound. And I don't know really what the word to describe how I felt after reading this book was, but it was unique um, and quite profound feeling. Um, and I would definitely recommend it to people who aren't looking for books to escape. Really, uh, this isn't an escapist book. It is a book that will make you think about yourself. Um, that will make you think about how you understand yourself over time and your relationships with the people you love over time, um, and grief. And grief is a very, very complicated thing. You hear about the stages of grief and all that stuff. Well, it's much more complicated than any list of stages could be. And this book does quite a beautiful job of capturing grief and of capturing family, especially sisterhood. I don't have sisters, but it moved me in ways that the word move doesn't get, because the word move is so overused and sort of doesn't capture um, the reality of how this book made me feel. So I do recommend it to folks who don't need a bunch of adventure, um, who understand reading as an emotional experience, and one I very much do, and one that can open your mind and your heart to new things or not new things, but in ways that you didn't necessarily expect or presume to happen. It's beautifully written, from two points of view, and and sort of gets other points of view through those points of view. Um, and I do want to recommend it. Um, though I don't think people who just want to get lost in a fantasy or want to get lost. I mean, I definitely have that urge about reading too. I want to get lost in a book, and this is a different kind of getting lost that connects very much with who you are, and when you finish it, you don't come back to yourself in quite the same way. Not that you ever do when you read, but it's a it's a different way of coming back to yourself. Um, I haven't told you much about the book other than it is very well written, and it's narrated in the first person by two different characters, uh, and its primary topic being sisterhood and grief. Uh, but I'm very glad that I read it. I think it would have been a different experience to read it more slowly, sort of over a period of time, instead of reading most of it in one night, when I was also very tired, um, and then getting up in the morning and finishing it off. Uh, you can ask my neighbor. He saw me in the aftermath, and I felt like I just wasn't the same person. I was sort of dealing with all of it, and um, it was quite powerful. Uh, so I'm going to show you the title again. This is a new book, came out in March. I'm going to return it right now if anyone would like to take it out. Turtle Under Ice. And yeah, so I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do for next week, but I'm feeling a little bit better, so hopefully my reading will progress a little faster, so I won't have to stay up all night reading the book. But we miss you, and I am concerned about all of you, both your bodies being well and especially your minds being well. Okay, do do what you can and be innovative. Call your friends, FaceTime your friends to keep your mind healthy. Okay. I've had some struggles with my mind during this craziness. I know people shouldn't use craziness, but I have been crazy. I have been mentally ill, so I claim the right to use the word. Um, but I've had some tough times. And in my tough times, I've reached out to people I trust, and I want all of you to do the same. It's normal to be having tough times. It's normal. Everyone's stress level is heightened, and some more than others because of where they are. But reach out, ask for help if you're feeling down, if you're feeling stressed, if you're feeling a bit helpless. Okay, but keep on keeping on. I want you to. The library wants you to. Everyone who loves you wants you to. Okay, I'll see you in a little while, and take care of yourselves. Okay, bye bye.